Hello, my name is Jalia Pettis, and I am your host for today's Style Exhibition virtual podcast. And I am very excited to introduce you to Dasha Minina. She's what I would call a serial entrepreneur because she got her hands in a little bit of everything. So, welcome, Dasha. Thank you so much for being here.
Whoop, whoop. Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure. I'm very excited.
Thank you for being here. I truly appreciate it. And let's just jump right into it. So tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. So I started in the industry, I guess a little bit ago. I developed a nail treatment line called Maxis. And when I was in the process of, yes, you use the products, you love the products. It's very exciting. When I was in the process of just sort of thinking out what avenues I want to take and which direction I want to take the product and the line, I decided that I wanted to learn everything there was to know about the industry, and I wanted to learn more about the end user being the professional. So while I was developing the line, I went to school and I received a nail technician license. So when I was in school, I learned a lot of things that horrified me. Um, the one that I'm going to specifically say because I want to shout it from the rooftops is when I learned. I mean, you know this, but many people don't. Is when you go to get a pedicure and you go to the jets, to anywhere where they turn on the jets. Mhm. So if they don't run a disinfectant solution through the jets, and it's typically about 10 to 15 minutes in between each client, what happens is that water stays in those pipes. And the next
Oh,
time that they turn on the jets, that water mixes in with the rest of the water that's there. And now you can imagine all the people that are coming in there with
my gosh.
fungus and everything else. It's basically just this disgusting dirty water that's there that you're putting your feet in.
Hmm.
um, and when I found that out, I was just horrified.
I bet.
um, and that's when I realized that really, as a consumer, I felt like the beauty industry, the professional industry, sort of failed me because I didn't know any better. I just knew I was going to a nail salon and I was getting a pedicure, and I just assumed that it was regulated. I assumed that things were people, they were doing the right thing, and
Mhm.
I was never taught. I didn't know. So that's when the idea came to me of creating this platform that unites the consumer with a true professional. Somebody that was taught the right thing and that is doing the right thing. Um, so that's when that sort of concept started. Initially, it was called Beautician List, but I have recently renamed it to Beauty A List. For it to be a little bit more easier to spell and just sort of easier to remember. And then after continued with Maxis, and I continued with this other side sort of project, and I started going to trade shows and sort of pitching this concept to specifically nail companies, because I thought that it would be in their best interest to sort of work together with me to promote best practices and to promote the licensed professionals that use their products. By that point, Beauty A List sort of already morphed into a much bigger idea, a much bigger concept where it was no longer just nail licenses, it was all licenses issued by the Board of Barbering and Cosmetology. So I went to Cosmoprof, and I've met many brand owners, and some, I will not mention names, were really funny in that they just looked at me and said, no, this is not going to happen. This is not going to work. But you know what? I appreciate their honesty. And in order to be an entrepreneur, you have to have thick skin. You have to know when to pivot. You can't be stuck in one way. It will never work. You sort of have to be a sponge, and that's sort of how I've been. So anyway, I've had some no's, some we don't need you. And then I met Tal Pink, from Orly, and he looked at me and he said, why are you not offering this ability to brands, to manufacturers, because it was a it was a broken process. It was not in any way seamless, where a professional had to go on, had to upload a picture of their license, create all that data. Then somebody within the company had to look over all that data, verify it, put them in the system, and then write them an email and say, hey, come back and place an order. And that was a lot of sales were lost, because especially nowadays, we need it now. We don't have much time. We are all so stressed with everything that's going on. We're all doing a billion things at a time. You, out of all the people, know that you are the hardest working. I'm not even going to say female person in the industry. You're always doing something. So when you want something, you should be able to get it.
Right.
So, so this revolutionized sort of that onboarding experience. And we worked together very closely with Tal in launching a Shopify plugin. Then we did a WooCommerce plugin, and then we did an API integration. So that was very exciting.
For you.
And then during all that time, I had PBA on my radar, because they're obviously the greatest partner for me to have, because they truly represent what it is that I'm trying to sort of put together. And exciting news, I am now their official verification partner for their licensing. Yes. And we are in talks with partnership with other avenues as well. So it's very exciting to, I guess that's the one thing on my journey where I just remember going to the PBA shows and, sort of talking about my idea and concept. And for now to be able to say that we're their official verification partner is great.
So to kind of give everybody a synopsis, because she just downloaded a lot of information. She is a serial entrepreneur within the beauty industry, started with Maxis. Look, shameless plug, real quick. This strengthener 100% has brought my fingernails back to life in less than 30 days. Just saying. And that doesn't have anything to do with her. That's literally what it has done. And I've told you that before. And then the cuticle oil. So I keep these on deck because I'm like, I reapply every week. I know that sounds a bit excessive, but that's what I do. That's my thing. So Maxis Nails, that's the product, because remember nail tech, right? And then Beauty A-List is a platform.
Yes.
And then from the Beauty A-List, we have now this verification system that allows companies and trade shows and individuals in that aspect to verify the licenses of barbers, estheticians, nail techs, cosmetologists across the country. So she is doing big things, and when she refers to PBA, that's Professional Beauty Association, for those of you that aren't familiar with that creative outlet. But I remember when we did another interview for a different platform. Was that 2018?
I don't know, but I still have a picture from it. I'm going to send it to you. I have pictures from it.
Send you the video, because I still have the video. So to think about that, we've been in communication all this time, cheering each other on all of these years. So it's just awesome to see how everything has transpired for you. I'm so excited. I'm really happy that turned out, especially with this being a new year, 2024. That's awesome. So that means it's going to go into effect for all of these shows that they're a part of this year, right?
Well, we're hopeful. It's there are as great as tech is. There are integrations in place. There are processes in place. So we are. I am talking to their shows and really shows across the board to sort of get them to come together and to start using the authentication way of verifying their users. So actually, the latest thing that this year we're going to be working really hard to promote is what we did was we've taken the beauty A-list profile, and we've sort of morphed it into a digital identity.
Okay.
So it is the first digital identity that is truly dedicated to the beauty industry. And what happens to a professional user that has a profile on Beauty A-list, they're able to use that identity across the web to be able to access any professional products, any education seminars or trade shows or any of that. And how that works is it's the same technology that Google and Google and Facebook use.
Okay.
Is it whenever you go on a website, it sort of will say, do you have a Google website? Or do you have a Google user account? So it would be the same
Hmm.
thing. Do you have a A-list account? And if you are logged into your Beauty A-list account, it will automatically recognize you. The system will recognize you, and it will eliminate any sort of data entry in order for you to create the account, because the system is going to know who you are. So it's kind of incredible in a sense that it makes product purchase so much easier, and so much more seamless and secure,
Hmm.
because we're eliminating all those steps of having to verify your verify your email, verify
Hmm.
your information, all that. We are going to be able to do all of that. We're going to be able to know the identity details.
I already am signed up, just saying. So if you aren't signed up and you're a beauty pro or a student,
It's free.
definitely. Did you hear what she
It's
said?
free. Yeah, it's free. Yeah, it's free. It's free for individuals
FREE.
and salons. Yes, yes. I thought it was because of my background and because I have a soft spot for nail techs and just that world in general. Things are so expensive, and there's so many other associations and so much more that sort of require some sort of a membership fee. I just really wanted this to be more about uniting everyone, and making the brands and the manufacturers that are really making all of this money from the people, to sort of finance this and to allow this service for free for the professionals.
And that's awesome because you get to go on there, create your profile, and like have pictures of your work. I
Hmm.
mean, it's so yes, so many things. So another question for you. What would you describe as your personal style, and how you feel like that's kind of shaped you personally and also relating to your brands, because you have multiple brands. So it's a kind of loaded question.
Yeah, it's actually a very interesting question. My style is, I like what I like. I don't go for I don't typically look out for what's trending or what's out there. I like what I like, and I'm gonna wear it. And that sort of goes hand in hand with what I'm doing, because I want what I want, and I will not let anything stop me. And
Yes.
whatever idea I have in my head, I think it has to also to do. I'm a Taurus. I mean, for I don't know if you follow signs, astrological signs, but I am stubborn. I want something, I am going to get it. So it's I think
Know
sort of
that
they
about
go.
you, but it's in a positive way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, so I think they go hand in hand in that, I am not scared to take risks, and I just go out there and I just do my thing.
Hmm. So how do you feel like that's your personal style or your style in general has kind of integrated within your brands, especially like when choosing colors and color palettes? Like
Mhm.
what is your eye attracted to, and what made you choose the color palettes that you chose for your brand?
Yeah. I think color is beautiful. I think that the first thing obviously you see is you see the text, you see the font, and then the colors. And I really wanted, especially for Maxis, if you notice, every single product has its own color. And I wanted that color to sort of reflect the product that's inside. So, for the strengthener, it's that green, it's that strong color that coincides with this strong product. Um, for I believe the top coat is blue, where it's the last thing that you put on your nail. It's sort of that's it's a beautiful blue tone to offset. This is the sky, and you're leaving, and you are set to go. Um, for I guess for style, I think classy is always the best way. While I like what I like, I also understand that I'm not going to put anything out there that's going to be wild, even though that's some brands are like that. That's typically not something that I will ever do. I'm more on the classy scale, and that goes hand in hand with the colors that I chose. I mean, the four colors are classic colors that anyone at any age
Mhm.
can wear to any event. So that's sort of my thinking behind it.
And it's important because I feel like for me, as with my beauty professional hat, most times when I go to work, I look very different. My hair is not down. I don't have on a full face of makeup. Like, I'm in work mode. My hair is pulled back, it's away from my face. Like, my nails are not like painted, they're normally just clear, because it's not about me. It's about whatever it is that I'm doing in that moment. Like, then of course, if I'm speaking, that's different. I'm going to have a little bit more style to it. I'm going to have my hair down, but I think that's important. Like you said, you like what you like. I like what I like too. And whatever I'm feeling
Mhm.
in that moment is what I'm gonna
Yes,
do. And it's gonna be age appropriate. It's gonna be appropriate for my shape. It's just gonna have all of those things to it, because that plays
yes.
into who I am, and who I feel like I represent myself as. So I appreciate that. Like, what was the last event that we saw each other? I want to say it was
Um,
we it,
the gala, the
the gala.
gala.
We was cute. we,
Oh, I know. Oh, I
we,
know.
we
I
were
put that dress on,
cute.
and I was like, I don't know, is this too much? And then my girlfriend was like, no, it's not. I'm like, okay, fine, no problem.
Yes. Yes. So there is a time and a place for it all. But I feel like it really, I think about it in the sense of, I have my hashtag, I am my brand. I'm my walking brand. And
That's it.
my son, who is my co-host, he's all about that now. Like, when he goes out, he's very much in tune with how he's presenting himself. And that's important. As a business owner, as a creative, it's important.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, what projects that you can share do you have in the works for 2024?
I don't know. I have to think really hard about what I can share, because it's the industry is small, and a lot of the times it is being the first one, and I'm working on something very exciting. That's all I could say.
Okay.
It's going to revolutionize the trade show industry. It's going to revolutionize how events are done. Um, and that's all I could say on that. And I'm very excited about it. And I'm talking to really big players that have expressed interest in unveiling this. So
Awesome.
I'm sorry to disappoint by not being able to say exactly what it is, but a
That's
lot of
good. I
exciting things.
appreciate it. Keep it under wraps for as long as you need to. Now, really quick
Yes, yes.
before we kind of wrap things up, what interested you in kind of transitioning from being in the beauty space to entering the tech space? Because we're seeing a lot of creatives do that, whether they're in the beauty industry or they're fashion or in entertainment. Like, the amount of tech that we have to now know is insane. So, what kind of prompted that for you?
I went to school and I got a management information systems degree. So I have a tech background. I just sort of ended up in beauty, only because I've always loved fashion. I mean, that was always my dream. But that was something that was not um, accepted by my parents when going to a college. They were like, "No, you're going to for computers." So I ended up going for computers, and I ended up. They were right. Well, really, they were right. That somehow that background um, allowed me to feel confident enough to sort of build on these big concepts. Because even till this day, whenever I meet new clients that hear what I was able to do, they're like flabbergasted because it really was a very complicated process that took years to do, and it really takes someone that is very stubborn to very stubborn and very passionate to really to do this.
I applaud you because I think that's important. Like being able to understand that you have to pivot and you have to have multiple skills in areas that don't necessarily have anything to do with the creative space. So I always
Yes.
actually wondered that about you. So I'm glad that you were able to share that. So we got some top secret projects coming that we can't share, but that's
Yes.
okay. We're gonna
Yes.
be cheering you on along the way. What are the websites that for this serial
Yeah.
entrepreneur that you can share?
Yeah.
And if you
Of
want to
course.
share any socials, that's up to you as well.
Yes. So for Maxis, it's maxisbeauty.com. It is a line that is dedicated to the natural nail. So you will not see any nail enhancements, anything like that. We focus more on the air dry manicure and the natural nail. We're now pivoting slightly towards skincare. So you mentioned the jojoba butter, and our latest product is a cream, hand cream, which is incredible. I've actually been using it on my daughter's feet. She has eczema, and it actually has been helping her, which has been incredible. That's
I've been
Max's Beauty.
I have that too, just FYI. I've been using it on my feet
Oh
as
yeah,
well. So and I didn't tell you that, so
it's a
that's great to know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You could use it anywhere. I just wrote, I said it as a hand cream, but in reality, you could use it anywhere in the skin. And then it's beautyalist.com. And that is the platform that unites the consumer with the professional. As a consumer, you're able to log in, you're able to find somebody that performs beauty services based on their location or based on photographs in the image gallery or based on their specialty. So we have different specialties for every single category. So you're talking about like 3D nails, you're talking about natural hair, you're talking about scarring. I mean, it's just really anything that you're able to look for to find a professional. On the other hand, professionals can sign up and create a free profile and have access to education and obviously this platform that will bring them a new business. They're able to hook up their booking calendars so that way we will link out to them so that way a consumer is able to book their services while they're in the platform. And for manufacturers or any other business that verifies licenses, the software is called licensify.io. And we now have this new sophisticated authentication method, which is called Open ID Connect. And that is truly a game changer for the industry. So that could be anybody from a partner, from a trade show, manufacturer, distributor. We work with all of them.
Awesome. Okay, Max's Nails, Beauty A List, and Licensify. Did I say that right?
Licensify.io. It's not .com. It's
Okay.
.io.
Licensify.io. So
Yes.
make sure you hit up Dasha, and I'm excited for you. This is a lot. You got a lot going on, but I applaud you for continuing on and not giving up. Man, there's
We're
nothing like
doing it.
having friends that are just as hungry for as you are. So I'm excited
We're,
for you.
we're doing it. And while I can't say what it is, but you are going to be a part of the new exciting. Oh yes, you're going to be a part of it. Oh yes, I'm going to be very excited to talk to you about it once it's going to be ready to go.
Okay. Okay. I'm even more excited. All right. Well,
Good.
thank you so much,
Of course.
Dasha, for being our guest today on the Style Exhibition Virtual Podcast. Make sure you tune in for the next episode, and I'm going to make sure that I put Dasha's info up at the end. So again, thank you for joining us, and thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.